What's up, dudes? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install Kali Linux in VirtualBox. I understand that not everybody wants to use VMware, and we might as well make this accessible to as many people as possible. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is open up a browser. I have Google Chrome here, but it doesn't really matter what you use. And then go ahead and search VirtualBox. You can just go to Google for this, or you can go directly to the site. It's virtualbox.org. It is developed by Oracle. The site looks kind of old, and that might strike you as it being untrustworthy. It's not. It's just not made to look super nice. I don't know. Anyway, they got a big button that says download VirtualBox 7.0. You can go ahead and click that. You can also go over here in the downloads tab. Either way works. And then there's quite a few options here, and if you're new, you might not understand where you need to click or what you need to go for, depending on what host you're on. So if you're running Windows or Mac, or if you're already running Linux, you can go to the Linux distribution. I am assuming that most people are going to be running Windows, so that's what I'm going to do. So you can just click on Windows hosts and it'll download VirtualBox for you. You can see it's a pretty quick download. Go ahead and open that up. Click through the prompt. And you are given the install wizard. So you can go ahead and click next. There is a few things that it's going to install. So the application, USB support, networking, and Python support. So you can choose what you want. If you're just installing, VirtualBox to use it as a virtual machine host, and there's not really specific things that you're trying to do, I would just recommend leaving it at the default and selecting everything. Go ahead and click next. Installing Oracle VM VirtualBox networking feature will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from the network. Would you like to proceed with the installation? I'm going to click no because I do not want it to mess with my network right now, and I don't actually intend to use VirtualBox. So I'm going to actually not use the networking feature here. So I'm going to do no networking. I don't need USB support either. I basically just want the application, because I'm just going to show you guys how to install stuff, and I'm not going to actually use VirtualBox. So I'm just going to do the application. You guys should probably leave these checked if you're using VirtualBox. Go ahead and install that now. Shouldn't take too long. While that's installing, we're going to go ahead and head over to kali.org to get our machine image. So kali.org is the place you want to go, and then click on download right here. We are installing a virtual machine, so you want to click on virtual machines and it'll give you all of these options. Obviously we are doing VirtualBox, so click on that and it'll start your download. I've already done that. It's about 2 gigabytes, as you can see here, 2.6 gigabytes. So depending on your internet speed, that'll take a minute or two. Once your installation is finished, you will have this. This is what VirtualBox looks like, and you can see that I've got the download for the image right here. All I'm going to do is just drag this onto the desktop in order to get it extracting. So VirtualBox, it's pretty simple. There's not a whole lot of stuff that we need to go over here. I'm getting a message that it can't enumerate USB devices. That's because I did not install the USB manager. You won't be getting that. But yeah, so there's a few buttons here. We can go to preferences to check. I actually don't think that's going to work because we don't have, okay. So yeah, you can change your preferences as far as the VirtualBox settings itself. You can import a virtual machine, which is what we will be doing here. Once this is extracted, you can export a virtual machine in case you want to move it to a different computer, or I believe you can actually move it between hypervisors, which this is VirtualBox is referred to as a hypervisor. Anything that you use to manage virtual machines is a hypervisor. There are different types of hypervisors as well. This is considered a type 2 hypervisor, meaning that I'm running Windows and the hypervisor is a program I have installed within Windows. A type 1 hypervisor is one that you don't have a base operating system. The hypervisor basically is the operating system. Those are also referred to as bare metal hypervisors. But yeah, so if you want to create a new one from scratch, you can click new. This is not what we are doing, because Kali is nice enough to provide us with a fully built machine image, so we don't have to go through the whole configuration process and all the basic stuff that we would normally have to do if we were just using a ISO image. We can add one, which this is probably what we're going to be using as far as installing this. I don't think that we need to import it. This is my first run through of this though, so we'll see. Maybe I have to do a little troubleshooting, but if you're familiar with my videos, that's nothing new. Alright. About time. Come on. So we've got it extracted here. And, oh, perfect. So there's actually two here. There's the VBox and there's the VDI. And I believe actually if you just double click one of these, it'll work. So let's double click the VDI. And nope, that's not it. What about the VBox? There we go. Perfect. So if you double click the VBox file in your newly extracted Kali Linux folder, it'll actually pull up your virtual machine all ready to go, and you can actually just run this right here. It pre-configures it for you, so you've got 2 gigs of memory, 2 processors. Obviously, if you don't have enough memory or processors, or if you want to allocate more, you can go to settings and system, and then you can drag the slider, or you can type in how much memory you want. You can also change how many processors it uses, and whether or not you want to mess with the acceleration settings. But this is ready to go just right out the box, and you can go ahead and start this. And I'm hoping that there is no issue as far as my USB devices, or it won't have any networking because I didn't install any networking. But it looks like it should work as far as my mouse and keyboard at least. But yeah, it's starting up, and you know, even if it doesn't work for me, since I did a very minimal installation, this should work for you. And then you can go through, and Kali Linux doesn't need to go through any install process since we did do it from a pre-built image. So this is already just ready to sign in. And once we get here, you will see that, get the login page, and you should just be able to type Kali as your username and Kali as the password. And that'll pop you right into the desktop. And in comparison with my VMware machine, this does seem to be a tiny bit slower, but I also do have some different specs in this one. This one only had 2 gigs of RAM and 2 processors, whereas my VMware machine has 4 and 4. So that's probably causing a little bit of slowness here. But as you can see, we've got our Kali Linux virtual machine running in VirtualBox. So yeah, you can go ahead and poke around in here and open up your terminal, do what you need to do there. But this is a fully functioning Kali Linux installation at this point. So yeah, I hope that was helpful if you guys do prefer running VirtualBox. If you do want to try out VMware, I have another video for that. I can probably throw a link up here or put it in the tiles or whatever. But yeah, have a good time. Go check out my other videos if you want to see how to use Kali Linux and kind of get your feet wet with the terminal and, you know, different tools and stuff. And yeah, take care. Until next time.